what actually happened will come out because the ICE officers would have been wearing body cams. Their vision we haven't seen yet. So all of that will come out. We need to understand the background because there's a big background behind this. As soon as Trump was elected, he closed the border and he said, I'm going to deport illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, and started doing it using these agents, which are federal law enforcement agents. And what happened was the Democrat politicians across America immediately said, we're on the side of the illegal immigrants and we're opposed to Trump because Trump is such a horrible person. We have to oppose him about everything. So they ended up, there were Democrat politicians who ended up defending drug peddlers and gangsters and people like that because they were illegal and ICE was after them and trying to get rid of them. In Chicago, for example, they had a very bad time when there were... And that language, by the way, by the Democratic politicians roused up mobs of people to come and surround ICE and attack ICE facilities. In Chicago, when that was happening and ICE cars were under attack and being pursued by pickup trucks and so on that were ramming into them, the Chicago police were told not to attend and not to defend the federal agents. So these are state bodies and local bodies saying we are going to ignore federal law and ignore federal agents. So, and that mayor, that young bloke who was the mayor of Minneapolis, is one of them. He is a leading Trump. Now, we don't know all the details. The whole story will come out in due course. But he is so heavily committed to being anti-Trump and anti the federal agents doing anything. It's really hard to take him seriously when he does the anger like this.
And it is sad when you listen to the US Homeland Security Secretary in Kristi Noem, and she has referred to this now as an act of domestic terrorism. But when she's referring to the abuse that these ICE agents have copped, and the one that allegedly did fire that gun had actually been rammed by a car again back in June. So they are getting treated in this way. But it's going to be interesting watching how things play out now in this area. When you listen to Governor Tim Walz, it's almost like he's trying to create a national movement. In his press conference, he was saying to all of the other states in the US, he was listing things like Portland and California, and he said, come and stand with us, stand with Minnesota. And it's almost, when I was watching it, and I thought, this is someone who's trying to restore his own political reputation. By him going up against Trump and almost looking really tough, like he's bringing down Trump, might be his way of trying to salvage what's left of his political career off the back of the fraud scandal, which is something totally separate and the reason why he's not contesting the next election. But I do think that there is an element of that. So it's absolute mayhem over there right now, but it will be interesting to see what plays out when the FBI are investigating.
And don't forget, Tim Walz, he has let Minnesota burn before. Yes. During the Black Lives Matter riots, billions of dollars of damage to Minnesota. He did nothing. In fact, they were part of the whole movement to defund the police. So this is a political party, the Democrats, and certainly Tim Walz himself and the Democrats in Minnesota. They do not stand on the side of law and order. They do not stand on the side of good behavior and civility. They are actually happy to watch America burn because they are so just obsessed with tearing it all down. So
the anti-Trump thing is just amazing. And if memory serves me correctly, I think I'm right about this. Tim Walz's wife talked about driving through Minnesota when it was burning just to see what was happening and what was going on.